Hello and welcome to this video where you're going to learn about how to use commas with infinitive phrases. Let's start. Okay, so there are two instances when we're going to use commas with infinitive phrases. One, when the phrase introduces the main independent clause, or when the phrase breaks the flow of the sentence. Let's talk about what these things actually mean. All right, let's look at that first rule. So whenever the infinitive phrase introduces the main independent clause, it's going to be followed by a comma. So let's take a look at this sentence here. To avoid certain death, Lionel did not jump into the pit of man-eating bears. So here, the start of the infinitive, we have the infinitive to avoid. The infinitive phrase is going to be to avoid certain death. Right? The reason we have a comma after this is our main independent clause is Lionel did not jump into the pit of man-eating bears. That's a sentence that stands on its own. It's the main independent clause, right? We got our subject, we got our predicate, or simple predicate. And this infinitive phrase is introducing that, right? It's not necessarily conveying it's giving us additional information, but it's not essential to that independent clause. So because it's introducing it, we put a comma after it. So let's look at some more examples. To begin, we should take out our bear mace, right? So we should take out the bear mace. Our bear mace is the independent clause, right? That's the main sentence. To begin is simply introducing it, which is why we need a comma after that. Let's look at the next one. To befriend a bear, you must wear a tuxedo. You must wear a tuxedo is the main independent clause. To befriend a bear is introducing it. You need a comma after that. Now let's look at this one, because this is where it gets tricky. To hang out with bears is my life's dream. So here we have the infinitive phrase, to hang out with bears, actually acting as the subject of the sentence. What is my life's dream? To hang out with bears is. So because the infinitive is the subject and it's part of the independent clause, we have no comma in this sentence. It's not acting as an introduction, it's part of the independent clause. So let's look at the second reason why you would need a comma with infinitives, and it's if the infinitive phrase interrupts part of the independent clause without being part of it. So bears, to put it frankly, are majestic creatures. Bears are majestic creatures is the main independent clause. To put it frankly isn't the direct object, it isn't the subject or anything like that. It's just a phrase that sort of interrupts and adds flavor to this sentence, so we need to have commas around it. And here's another example of that happening. There are many types of bears, to be perfectly honest. We have a comma there because it's not part of the independent clause. Now here's another tricky one. There are many ways to see bears. So in this case, our infinitive phrase, to see bears, is actually describing ways. Which kind of ways? Ways to see bears. That means that it's part of that independent clause. It's not its own phrase hanging out on its own. So there are no commas here. No. So just as a quick refresher on why you would use commas with infinitives, you need it when they introduce an independent clause or when they interrupt the independent clause. A good way of thinking about this is basically any part an infinitive is not an important part of the independent clause. It probably needs to be set off by commas. So please follow this rule in all future papers, and good luck.